So it'll be a combination of those things, balance and falls and gait, basically walking disorders. We need those kinds of things because if we don't practice issues of balance or strengthening exercises in that population, we're going to be more likely to have a fall in the future. But I would say very big part of that is people staying strong, keeping their balance, and preventing falls.
What causes older people to have less balance, because I notice, and I have to watch myself, that you start shuffling a little bit more, and, I'm definitely more wary and careful, but I don't know if I'm being, not careful enough,
Right.
Maybe the shuffling is not good, so are you teaching them how to walk, or how
Yes.
are you teaching that? How
so
are you doing that?
we're strengthening the muscles because the balance
And what muscles are those? Like, where would you?
So it's the core, the hip, and the ankles. So it's really a combination of those. So it's not really just our core for balance, but it's also the hip musculature and the ankles. Because if we're not picking up our feet and we're shuffling, we could be more likely to actually trip on something because we're not lifting our feet. So the muscles in the front of the shin can get weaker. The muscles at the hip get weaker, which are really our gluteal muscles, because we tend to sit on them now more than ever before. And so we really need to strengthen those muscles to really help improve balance and gait, which seems like kind of crazy, right? Like, we don't think about that. We think, it's balance. Balance is a use it or lose it. So not only do we do strengthening type exercises, but we have to do specific balance exercises, both what we call static on a firm surface that doesn't move, and dynamically on surfaces that do move or are squishy. So you have to do both types of those things in order
To strengthen those muscles?
to make the balance better, because the body has to really feel it coming through the feet. It's basically all the senses, the eyes, the sound, the sensation. So it's not just one thing, it's really multi.
See, and I would never have thought of that. I mean, that's really important, because you're really affecting, like you say, your stability, your
Right.
core, and your ankles. And I
Right.
see that over and over. But it's interesting that, therapy can really help you to stay mobile.
It can really help you stay mobile, and we see this all the time because, again, we think like, oh, there's nothing we can do about this, but there really are things we can do about this. And then, so you come to therapy, we teach you how to do this, we help make that better. You have to maintain it. If you can, if we discharge you and you don't do it, it's going to happen again. So you have to maintain it, but you can always come in for a tune-up. So that's the other thing, is if you start to slack off and things start to get worse again, you can always come back into your therapist for a tune-up.
And they shouldn't be embarrassed to do that. I mean,
No.
it's probably best that they
No.
come back, kind of get back on track, know what the exercises are to take. And,
Yeah, we'd rather have people come back sooner versus later. I mean, the longer you wait, the longer you ignore it,
Yeah.
the harder it is to fix. So come in sooner rather than later.